Spotlight raids are out today, and then we also have a post about the new upcoming changes to war, and they did change drastically from what we saw in the data mine, so I'm not sure exactly how that is playing out. Also, normally in Marvel Strike Force, I'm pretty excited about the art, but like, you know, the gamma loading screen looks very AI-ish, and then also the Sunfire thing is just so washed out and so bright, and then someone was making a comment on Reddit that, you know, there's times where the white on white is hard to read. Like right here, can you see what's going on right there? And, you know, somebody was saying, Scopely, please caring about accessibility. And then they're saying, even if people without disabilities should be able to notice that white snow on top of white ticks on top of a white cloud is terrible design. Yeah, it's something seems off with the art for the first time in Marvel Strike Force. And it's not one thing. It's just those things in totality all at once seem a little bit off to me. And I'm by no means a expert with art. I can't draw anything, but it just seems a little off. And people have been talking about it lately. So before we get into the spotlight raids, just some things that are important is that basically two of the Greek raids are going away, the beta and the gamma, and now there's going to be the alpha raids, and the alpha raids are going to be called Greek raids. And then, you know, like, I guess newer alliances will do the Greek raids, and then everybody else will do the spotlight raids. So that's going to be basically spotlight raids are going to be replacing like the gamma and the beta, right? And so they calling the alpha raid Greek raids. Now this is somewhat important. The alpha, beta, and gamma raid orbs are going away. They're going to be removed from the game. If you're sitting on a lot of alpha, beta, and gamma raid orbs, run, don't walk, open all of them. And I don't think that we're going to be getting the open all orbs back anytime soon. I'm just saying, it doesn't look like it's coming back anytime soon. Now, I want to go over the spotlight raids, and this has created some issues. So first things first, after reviewing community feedback to original spotlight raid messaging, we decided to change the number of strike teams back to 3 instead of 4. We hope this consistency between raids will be planning and execution easier for alliances. Thank you to everyone who shared their thoughts after initial blog post. And I think the community had an issue with, you know, like you're in strike team 3, you're in strike team 4. It was kind of confusing, but this is worse in some way. Like, first of all, we can't even access half of the raid in its current form. Like, nobody can go into alpha flight. So everybody is just doing the first couple nodes and it's done, right? Now, the good news is once you get to 50%, you can access difficulty 1 and then difficulty 2. So it starts off at difficulty 0. But this is like, now there's more people crammed into something that was designed. Like this right here was designed for 6 people, not 8 people, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't think they thought this through too much. Spotlight rates. Am I missing something? What's the point? There are not enough nodes for 8 people. Plus, since the final team isn't out, we're stuck with a lot of raid to be finished. The raid should have been waiting until the team was out. Yeah, I agree. Some more issues right here. Then, raid reward updates. As a reminder, rolling out updates across all our raid rewards, which go live alongside spotlight raids. All active, already in progress raids will be instantly updated. You'll notice some rewards have been updated to purple raids where you're getting raids. Now, this is the part that I think is up for a little bit of controversy, and I haven't done the math myself, and I'm waiting to see, but I do want to read a post about the availability of T4s. To help with this transition, the next raid season will still reward T4 ability materials. In addition, the T4s involved in raid reward updates. T4 ability materials will exit raid season rewards starting June 9th at 2 o'clock. And so I'm going to read this, and like I said, I haven't read this. My alliance is losing T4s. The updated T4 payouts are potentially going to cause my alliance to lose T4 income for several weeks. Quick math. My alliance was doing the highest level of incursion raids, getting 20 T4s per raid. On average, I kill at least 1 boss per day. If I was lucky, I might kill a second boss, the final boss, an extra 3-6. To keep it simple, let's say I got minimum of 3. Season rewards give us 160 or 180 if we pushed hard due to being over the top line. Over 2 weeks, we got 11.4 T4s per day. I'm rounding this to 12 for the sake of ease. In total, we got 35 T4s per day, with more if you kill 2 bosses and the final boss personally. With the new system, no T4s from incursions or season rewards, 25 per day at base difficulty until we have enough paying alliance members to do 70%, 35 per day after reaching 70%, 45 per day after reaching 100%. So, assuming a linear progression, we're easily expecting to get 5 more T4s on each of the above numbers once we get to difficulty 1, and 5 more once we get to difficulty 2. This means we're losing T4s until we manage to get to difficulty 2 40% consistently, assuming Scopely does increase the rewards linearly, which isn't even a safe assumption. Prior to T4 rewards were the same across percentage tiers. So and it goes on and on and on. So I think there might be an issue with T4s. I'm gonna have to see how it plays out for me. I'm gonna continue to keep my eye on Reddit to see if a lot of people are experiencing this as well. Now, this is the thing. Cosmic Crucible issue, technical issue with Cosmic Crucible Season 8 was observed. We haven't got our rewards for this yet, which caused all players to drop a Cosmic Crucible rank. And I believe there is a bigger issue that they're going to eventually address, and this has to do with the shrinkage of trophies and the compression. And I believe that the system was designed in a way that didn't account for people just leaving the game. And so we're waiting for these rewards, which I think are very helpful, but let's just talk about it, right? Cosmic Crucible ranks are broken. Top 5% is gold 3. So this is the compression problem I was talking about. I received top 1 to 5% reward at the end of last season. I'm currently in gold 3, tier 9 out of 18 with 3 tiers apiece of platinum, diamond, and masters is all above me. Since every gain in CC rating has a corresponding loss for someone else, I believe we need to get into the top 2% of our players to reach platinum. The only means which I can get diamonds. Even then, the inferior Diamondon orb only gives a chance at them. This is not something to be fixed with a one-time compensation. The entire system of removing points in CC is fundamentally broken, and a couple of more seasons result in 99% of the players being at silver level or lower. So I know that this issue was brought up to the developers, and I want to say maybe like a month and a half ago, and it was kind of interesting. Like, they didn't know that this was happening. And so some people like Run and other envoys brought this to their attention, and I think they're going to address it. But this right here, a one-time compensation is not the fix. This is a Band-Aid for this season, fine, but they need to restructure this, the way that points are distributed, or this compression and people just not being able to get to the top tiers at all is just going to get worse and worse and worse. Okay, Alliance War. So they're coming out with a new season for Alliance War, and there is some drastic differences in this post right here compared to what we saw in the data mines. Next Alliance War chapter. Guess up your Alliance helicarrier for flying an old model and prep your roster for the next exciting chapter of Alliance War. Along with updated global and room rules, Chapter 5 features increased gold rewards on the War Season Leaderboard. Cool. Updated rewards and rules go live on June 2nd during the defense setting period of the new chapter, with battles officially going live on the 3rd. Review the rules below and begin strategizing with your alliance. Now, the data mine had this, and there's one monstrous thing missing right here. 20% stats to defending war-ready hero Spider-Verse allies. And before I just say what it was, if not exhausted, spawn with 2 safeguard, offense up and defense up. Hero Spider-Verse is going to be Spider Society. It was going to be big time Spider-Man. And the way that it read in the data mine that we saw a couple days ago, a week ago, I believe it was on Quick Draw, had the data mine, said there was going to be a 50% turn meter on spawn as well. And then there would be no way of testing against that. It makes infestation work entirely different with big time Spider-Man. There's like 900. That's not true. There's at least 10 good hero Spider-Verse, and I'm just thinking off the top of my head of Spider Society and big time Spider-Man, and no way of testing against that. It was going to create complete havoc. But I guess not. I don't know. We will have to see. On dealing piercing damage and war-ready attacking allies, apply bleed. When attacking enemies with bleed, war-ready attacking mercs for money characters perform a second attack. Fine. They're already so strong. On defense, That's going to be bonkers. On turn, we're already defending Alpha Flight characters with exactly 1 exhaust to gain regen, and if 5 Alpha Flight characters present, gain 20% to primary stats, medbay, and so on. So there's going to be some changes to the rooms, which Alliance leaders will probably devour and go over them at great length. Now, this is just simply not true. So apparently there are more than 500 people with a 7-star Cabal and out of time, so there'll be multiple people who have whaled out and will not be getting a 7-star Old Man Logan. Strikes me as hilarious because it's not true. An effort to gate content between yellow stars and a lot of whales and Krakens to be the top rewards have made it so not all the whales and we get charms. I mean, Scopely is probably making bank right now. How many spinners we turned off and spending in the future when spending doesn't give them top rewards? Now, I am going from multiple people that have the 6s, and they are currently in the top 500. So if you have the 7s, then you should be able to do difficulty 15 and get a much higher score than the people with the 6s who could cap out at difficulty 14. I'm not sure where you get this from, but I've seen a friend of mine who's 6-star teams ranked just inside the top 400. Yeah, several people in my chat, and so on, have the 6-star teams. And what I mean by the 6-star teams, that means they have a 6-star out of time, 6-star Cabal, and they cap out at difficulty 14, and they're in the type 500. So it looks like there are going to be potentially, and of course, at this time, this is just information we have right now, of course, when it all settles out at the end of the event, but I suspect that there's going to be people with the 6-star teams that are going to get a 7, and there's going to be some people with the 5-star teams that are going to get a 6. So, yeah, they would have a huge problem if this happened, but we'll have to see. It's a leaderboard. And then lastly, yay me. I did get my 3rd character to gear tier 19, so I should be starting Dark Dimension probably within the week. And Super Scroll going to gear tier 19, almost 1 million health is impactful. Let me know what you think in the comment section as always. Thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye for now.